What's up, everybody? Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Tuesday. You know what that means. We're live. I've got an empty seat next to me. If you saw the community post that I made about an hour ago, Shander was at Goodwill. I was asking, what are the bets that she would be back on time? If you bet that she would be late, well, winner, winner, chicken dinner. You are correct. She is not back. She texted me. She's on her way. I hope she's careful and doesn't rush too hard to get here. But anyway, here we are. I want to thank Roberta. She is here in the chat. She came over from Big Belly Bob's channel. I was over watching his live for a little while. He was eating a big old sandwich. It looked delicious. Definitely not keto in the slightest. Had French fries, and he was washing it all down with a full sugar Pepsi. I can't fault him. It looked amazing. Definitely not something that I am into, but hey, we're all family, right? So anyway, I just wanted to start off here by saying hello to some of you wonderful people that are already here in the chat with us. Maitreya, you are here. Thank you so very much, dear. Joe, thank you so very much for being here. Anyway, if you haven't been keeping up with the videos on our channel, I just completed a 7-day water fast yesterday. Yesterday was day number 7. I broke that fast with some broth and butter last night. I had some coffee with a little bit of cream today. I had a couple of soft-boiled eggs, and I made myself some burger. It was delicious. You got to be careful. You got to take it slow when you're coming out of a fast like that. 7 days isn't crazy long, but it's definitely something to be mindful of because you have to let your digestive system wake up, come back online, start processing all that food, or you'll just feel miserable, right? So the overall fast was fantastic. I was clear-headed. I wasn't hungry all that much. I mean, you don't eat for 7 days. There's definitely going to be a little bit of hunger there. I do get involved with watching a lot of food channels. I have been watching a lot of Dave Portnoy's One Bite pizza reviews. I'm not the biggest fan of Mr. Portnoy, but he does put out some pretty informative or entertaining, I should say, at least, pizza reviews of all these pizza places that I am never going to visit. We've got more people here in the chat already. We got Evelyn. Thank you so very much, dear, for being here. I appreciate you very, very much. My brother is in the house here. My brother's talking about some food that I made for him the other day. I made him some of the GFS hot dogs. So the jumbo hot dogs, they're about 1/5 of a pound each. They're 1 carb per hot dog, so 5 total carbs for a pound of hot dogs, which isn't terrible. And I made it in with some tortillas, some keto, low carb friendly tortillas with a bunch of cheese, like an obscene amount of cheese. Like, yeah, cheese. You know what I'm talking about. And I'm trying to get my brother on the keto train. He is basically my only family that I have left on my side. Realistically, he's my brother, and I love him, and I want him to be around with me a long time. So hopefully he'll jump on that keto train with me. And Joe's saying that I'm stronger than her. I've never been able or had a desire to do 7 days. So personally, I've done up to 21 days. 21 days is my longest fast. I don't necessarily think that's something that most average people would even consider. It was, to me, more of a bravado thing. I wanted to do it for myself. It was just one of those things that I just felt that I needed to do it because I had done everything from I started with 18 hours a day, 16 hours a day fast, and then I done 24 hour, 36 hour, 72, 4, 5, 7, got all the way up to 14, and then I was trying to do 21 and got to 15 one time and had to end it, had to tap out at 15 days in my journey to beat that 21 days, to make it, to submit that 21 days to be an accomplishment for me. It's kind of like how people will want to climb a mountain, people will want to run a marathon. I had a desire to do 21 days. I don't know why. It wasn't necessarily enjoyable. It was definitely a learning experience, but it's not something that I would necessarily do again. It's not out of the realm of possibilities. I don't know if I would go beyond 21 days. We know that there was a gentleman, his name was Angus, in 1965. He did 384-ish days and lost like over 200 and some pounds. He did this with the help of doctors and electrolyte infusions, and he was very well cared for in that 380 some days. That is not something I think that's the longest fast on record as far as we're aware of. Someone just walked in the door. It's Tardy the Turtle. Hey. Someone's keeping your spot warm. We got a Tigger, our old boy, our old 15-year-old cat's down here, keeping her spot warm. Tigger Tiggs.
He's gonna have to move.
He is gonna have to move because he doesn't like to be sat on.
Hey, bud. You're gonna have to scoot, buddy.
All right, let me see what we've got going on here.
Oh.
I wanted just to showcase this here. Evelyn is saying that saying hi to Maitreya.
Hi, guys.
Chandra is here. Look at that. The woman of my dreams, nightmares, whatever you want.
I mean, whatever it happens.
It is what it is, right?
Hi, everybody. Sorry I'm late. I was gonna say I tried to be on time, but the reality is I did not. I'm sorry.
but Evelyn's saying to Maitreya, she watched her interview with me. After the fact, she didn't get a chance to watch it live, which is fine. I never anticipate everybody being there at the butt crack of dawn when I do these interviews. That Maitreya is extremely inspiring. A lot of things that I was not necessarily aware of, and I've hung out with Maitreya. We've been in company quite a few times, and there's just something that I just didn't know. And I do think the world of Maitreya. I think she's an amazing person, and even stronger than I ever imagined. So I'm glad she's still here with us. She's gone through so very much, and I can't wait to hang out with her again soon, whenever that may be. And Brenda is here. Thank you so much for being here this evening.
Thanks for coming, guys.
Let's see. Has anybody tried microwavable pork rinds?
We did.
Yes, we did. Unfortunately, they had some maltodextrin in them, which is going to be one of those things that happens because there's like powder
they have to use to keep it fresh. I'm
guessing so. I mean, if they're an every once in a while thing, it's not going to be a problem. But I think they're really good. I mean, because they're basically fresh pork rinds.
Because they're warm.
Because you can buy a gigantic bag of the little pork rind pellet things, and then you can throw them in your microwave or just toss them into some lard, and they'll poof up. There is a local guy that sells those. And I'll put his information in the description. I can't think of all.
Is he still selling them?
He does from time to time, yeah.
Yeah, his were yummy, but he used seasonings that were...
Yeah, but you could choose what seasonings you want. You could choose to get unseasoned and just salted or whatever.
Right, and season it yourself.
Sharon Holloway is here. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you so much.
I am now being headbutted and licked by Thor.
Radical Geek says, great to see all of you lovely people this evening. I am so happy that you are all here. Semi-retired Bob says, good evening. Good evening, sir. Glad you are here.
Hey, Bob.
I hope you're doing well.
I am sitting in my evil spot with my evil blanket and my evil cat.
It's Sharna.
Haley.
I've got me some electrolytes here. I haven't been super thirsty for the last 7 days. So now, like when you start eating a food, like that thirst kind of starts to come back. So you're going to have to keep it at bay a little bit. But I'm trying not to drink too much liquid. And I know that kind of goes against all the conventional wisdom is you need to drink a gallon of water a day. And I'm thinking,
you can like literally poison yourself with too much water.
Yeah.
It's an actual thing. It's an actual thing. It's water toxicity. You need to be very... So you should drink when your body feels thirsty.
Yeah, drink to thirst.
You should not be drinking constantly for no reason. Now, as we age, a lot of people lose their drive for thirst.
Yeah.
So if you're in your late 60s, 70s, or 80s, and you're finding that you're just not drinking because you're just not thirsty, then you probably need to set yourself an amount of fluid per day that's appropriate.
Yeah, because grandma had that where my uncle, she was living with my aunt and uncle, and he would set an alarm for her because she was supposed to drink 3 bottles of water every day because she just wouldn't drink because
she didn't feel thirsty.
Right.
And that is a normal aging process, is to lose your sense of thirst and your sense of taste. So both of those things are, you lose your drive to drink water and lose your drive to eat food. It's actually a natural part of aging. But, until you're at that point, you should be drinking to thirst.
Yeah. Sharon Holloway says, I find fasting in the winter almost impossible. I freeze too much. Summer, when it's really hot, I can fast just fine. I don't necessarily have an issue. I think for me, the timeline of fasting depends on what's going on. When I did my 20, or when I was successful with my 21-day fast, there were times where we went out to dinner. We went to movies.
That was in the spring, wasn't it?
No, it was. I started with it was January 1st.
Was it?
Or January 2nd or whatever.
Oh, it didn't seem that cold.
Like 2 years ago. So like 3 years ago. It was the January of 21.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you would be proud of me today. I did not drink the soda I took with me.
Well, that's very good.
I've been drinking water.
All right.
I hate water. I just hate it.
I read Water's Diary and hates you too. Anyway.
It probably does.
Radical Geek Miss Maitreya says that the weather is terrible today. Much happier for Shandor to be late than safe.
The problem is the weather's not great, but the drivers are idiots. I don't know who gives these people their driver's licenses, or if they ever test or anything, but it's scary how bad they drive.
I need you to do me a favor.
What?
I need you to go over and grab the thing off the table and mark out the address of where it came from.
Yeah, mark out the address. Just don't show the envelope.
Okay, and I need it to be opened because Jen's already asking, but Joe says hello to you.
Hi there.
And Jen's asking what's in the box.
Oh,
it's really a bag, but
it's like a Tyvek envelope.
Yeah, so we got a package in our PO box. All right, we got a package in our PO box from someone, and I feel terrible because it just says Jackson, and it's from somewhere in Alabama, and I don't know who it's from. I do apologize.
Secret.
It is a secret.
Where is it?
It's on the table somewhere.
Okay.
It's probably right in that general area right there.
You realize we've had a toddler over.
Yes, we've had a toddler over, and she likes to just make ridiculous messes.
The kitchen table is literally covered with Play-Doh.
There's Play-Doh and crayons and stickers. Yes. She is 5 years old, and she is a crafting, crazed individual.
Crafting nightmare.
Yeah, you're going to need a knife or some scissors. I'm super excited to see what's in this package. Because typically when someone's sending me something, I know what it is, but I have no idea what this is. All right, so let me get this microphone ready for the lady.
Okie doke. Well, I know what it is.
All right, so I don't know what
it is.
All right, I do not know what this is going on here. Let me see what it is.
Okay, it is
a whole bunch of elements.
Nice.
Oh, that is crazy.
That is amazing.
This is the chocolate caramel. Somebody sent this to me. That is amazing.
This is from Ray and Chastity Jackson.
Oh, fantastic. And they wrote us a letter, and we're going to read it.
Says, hey, y'all, I saw your video about the chocolate element. I must say, your wife is right. It sucks.
Good thing we're not sponsored by Element.
So here you go. I hope you enjoy it. Loving your channel. My husband and I are carnivore And man, has it really improved our lives in so many ways, or in too many ways to count. I hope y'all had a Merry Christmas and that 2024 is amazing for you and your family. That is freaking so nice.
That's amazing. That just like I'm a big softie, okay? It's no surprise.
I'm so glad you were able to help them get rid of the nasty chocolate pie.
And I will use it. I will use this.
It is terrible.
I love electrolytes.
Especially now you're off your fast.
Yes.
You can have flavored ones.
Yeah. So they sent me a nice big Ziploc bag of their Element chocolate caramel.
Yeah.
I hope they're good. We'll probably do a standalone review of these.
Because you've had the chocolate salt.
Yes. Yeah, and we've both tried that.
Yeah.
It's not meant to be. I've tried that both ways, both cold as well as
like
hot. I put it in some coffee. I liked it in the coffee outside of the fact that I'm not the biggest fan of sweet coffee. If they would make that like less sweet, but still have the chocolate flavor, because I have been making it at certain points in time, just adding just unsweetened cocoa powder to my coffee. But it typically, no matter how well you try to mix it or melt it in with water, it always settles to the bottom.
I cocoa powder does settle.
Yeah.
But I imagine if you mix your cocoa powder with your cream and warmed that and made it more like a hot chocolate, and then poured that into your coffee, it may stay mixed better.
Maybe.
The cat is exceptionally staticky and he keeps shocking me, and it's very painful. We need to get a humidifier. But that is very nice. Thank you so much, you guys. We appreciate that. He will drink all the nasty flavors, so feel free to send him to him.
Yes.
Actually, the one I really don't mind, the habanero one.
Yeah. So if anybody has the habanero element that you don't like, send it to her.
She doesn't mind. I don't mind it at all. That one doesn't bother me. It's not too spicy. It's not good, but it's not awful.
It's not good.
I can tolerate it. It's not bad. I know you don't like it.
I'm not. I just something. There's just like it's not. Isn't that it's spicy? It's just a little bit of the hint in the back of the throat, and it's cold, and it's just confusing.
And you've said it's not thirst quenching.
It really isn't. Like I could drink like a 32-ounce cup of it straight back and still be thirsty, because there's just that twinge in the back of your throat that just leaves something that to be desired of thirst. I don't know what it is. Yeah, anyway.
Old man. Cat behind your head.
Yes.
And you're an old man. We have we are abundant in cats at the moment.
Stacy is here.
Hello. They are everywhere.
Oh, dropping my
Thor
stuff.
is in my lap. Give me that. I'll set it over here on the table. Tigger is walking behind us, and Bruce is to the right.
Thank you so much for being here, dear. I appreciate you. She is amazing. She has a wonderful channel. Go follow her, subscribe. All of the wonderful people in here, as always. If you have a channel and you want to share it in the chat, please do so. I have no qualms about sharing our community in the chat. If you want to talk about one of your videos that you have posted to your channel, or you have any questions at all, just let us know. Yeah. We'll talk about your videos. If I haven't seen it, we can talk about it. We can do whatever you want to do, because that's what I want to hear, is support all of you wonderful people, the community at large, to grow and make sure that each and every one of you succeeds in your journey.
Yes.
And all that fun stuff.
Well, so your fast is over. Have you talked about that we're doing carnivore for this month?
Yeah, I went over the kind of the thing with my fast. Just to touch base again, just one last thing about the fast. I started at 332 even on day 1 of my fast, and ended on day 7 at 315.3. So again, as I outlined in the video series that I did for the fast, that fasting isn't necessarily a tool for weight loss. You will see weight loss during a fast. That's just part of the game, but it's not a sustainable weight loss.
Yeah.
It is a good amount of fluid loss, water weight. You will lose some fat. You will lose a little lean body mass for the fact that you are not eating, and your body has to manufacture itself its own glucose, and will do so through gluconeogenesis, typically pulling from damaged protein in the body, not necessarily the healthy, lean tissue that you have newly acquired. So like if you're a muscular person, you're not going to be losing that brand new muscle you just got. It's going
Not
to be
unless you lay around all week
right. But
while you're fasting.
But I mean, as far as the body is designed to utilize the damaged stuff first. It's not going to go for the good stuff that your body needs to survive. But Miss T is here. Thank you so very much. We appreciate you.
Hi there. Thanks for joining.
We did have a good amount of people coming in from Big Belly Bob's channel.
Very
I was
cool.
watching his live before this and mentioned that we were going to go live, so he put our link for the live and they're chatting.
That's super cool.
Yeah, community is paramount.
Love that.
I told him we need to do a like a collab where we do a bunch of eggs, bacon, some ribeye steaks, and just like a huge just feast. He and I on camera, or maybe all of us just
eat until we tap out.
Just like, oh, I'm done.
I'm done.
Yes.
I would have to prepare.
Let's see what we've got going on here.
Yeah,
Maitreya said she wanted to see what was in the mystery package from Alabama.
Yeah, some element, some chocolate kind.
Yes.
Blech.
Well, you don't have to drink it.
I'm not gonna drink it. It's awful. You'll drink it all.
Terry says they think they can flush out the fat. I mean, you do lose fat in a fast. You do lose some because your body is going to burn fat for ketones to keep up with that. It's also obviously you're not taking in anything that the body can convert into glucose, or you're not taking any kind of glucose in carbohydrate, sugar, or anything like that the body utilizes as a fuel. So it does have to utilize gluconeogenesis to break down protein so you can fuel your brain, because contrary to some popular belief, you do require about 100 grams of glucose a day to run your body. Now, you don't need outside glucose or carbohydrates to do that, again, because of the mechanism gluconeogenesis. Now, when we first started keto, the popular ideal, or the standard of the day, was if you ate too much protein, you would cause your body to go into gluconeogenesis and turn that excess protein into glucose automatically. They thought it was quantity driven, but as over time, since 2016, we're now 2024, they have done more research and found that it is demand driven.
Well, the general consensus.
Yes. That doesn't necessarily mean it's 100% correct. As always, we're always learning. We're always finding out new information. But as far as it stands right now, gluconeogenesis is thought to be demand driven. So when your body requires glucose, it will make glucose out of damaged. And that's another one of the consensus. They're using damaged and older, not so much needed proteins in the body outside, instead of the healthy lean body mass.
Right. Yeah, and I mean, when it comes to your body burning your healthy tissue, there has to be a reason for it. It doesn't usually just do that. It's like a starvation thing, or we see it in rhabdomyolysis, where somebody has had a major fall and they were down for hours, and there's somebody who's used to fueling their body with like the standard American diet, and so their body starts breaking down muscle to continue going because it's so damaged. And it's not necessarily breaking down what you would consider good muscle, because it's muscle that's been damaged from the fall, from being down, from a bad blood flow, etc. But things like that will cause good muscle to get destroyed.
And as always,
we're not doctors.
We're not doctors. I'm not a medical professional. Someone might be, but this is not medical advice. Just for all of you wonderful people who may be questioning whether we're sitting here giving you medical advice.
We are not at all.
Nope.
They don't pay me to wear a white coat, so no.
You wouldn't look good in a white coat anyway.
I know. I'm fat on white, white on fat. Not good.
Now, I was going to say, semi-retired Bob says he's exhausted. Deep snow. He lives in Omaha, or outside of Omaha, Nebraska.
Oh my goodness! I bet it's beautiful.
Near Omaha, Nebraska. Anyway, we've driven through Nebraska.
Yeah. It was a pretty drive.
We drove from like the Cheyenne side all the way through to Iowa, like across I-80 or 80 or I think it was 80.
From Wyoming.
Yeah, Cheyenne, Wyoming.
Yeah, you just said the Cheyenne side, like there's like a side of Nebraska that's Cheyenne-ish.
But we drove all the length of Nebraska. I think we stopped and had dinner in Lincoln, Nebraska.
Maybe. I don't remember.
Or something. I know we went through Omaha, and I'm sure we did. We saw just about everything as long as it was near I-80.
Is that where we raced the train?
Well,
was that in Nebraska?
Yeah, because that train was more exciting than driving through Kansas.
Anything is more exciting than driving through Kansas. Literal anything.
Mm-hmm.
You could sit and watch paint dry, and it is more exciting than driving through Kansas. Anyway, that's just my opinion on the topic.
A gallon over 24 hours won't kill someone. Right, yeah.
Yeah.
It says, just don't pound water because some weird diet culture propaganda. Just have a regular amount. An app can remind you if your signal's broke. Yeah, 100%.
Right.
Like, I have so many people that are like, I got to get my gallon of water in today. And I'm like, ugh.
Well, and there's all these
they're drinking free water too.
TikTok challenge things about water and trying to get in enough, and they're really pushing it hardcore. And a lot of people, a lot of bodies can't actually tolerate that much water. If you're healthy and everything's great, then yeah. But if you've got issues, that's probably not what you should be doing. If you have congestive heart failure and you're chugging a gallon of water in 24 hours, yeah, that'll kill you. That's a problem.
Terry asks, why did I go out to dinner if we were fasting? Well, we have family obligations.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I didn't eat. I just sat and had a glass of water. But, I mean, over that 3-week period that I did, 21 days, a lot of things happened.
There's always things that happen.
Always things happening. Like we went out to dinner because it was January. It wasn't somebody's birthday.
It wasn't a birthday.
It wasn't a birthday, but for some reason we went out to eat.
I think it was a date night.
No, it was because I know like Saul and everybody was there. So everybody was out with us.
It might have been just that it was the time that we could get everybody together.
Probably.
Because I probably was working the holiday then.
Something. Yeah.
But yeah, we have 3 kids. And we have a bonus child, and we always have extra kids.
Yeah.
So sometimes things happen, and if he's fasting, it's not going to stop because he's fasting.
And I still go out, I still do stuff. I go to concerts, I'll do whatever it is.
Yeah.
Like one of the first times I was ever doing an extended fast, we were going to Cincinnati to go see a show at Bogart's, and we had stopped off at Big Boy. And I was looking at the menu like, yeah, this is going to be good. And I'm like, oh, wait, I'm fasting. I'll take an unsweet iced tea. Probably should get a water, but I was new to fasting at the point. So that's what I got. But yeah, that's just a kind of a simple answer. Like, that's one of the things, like navigating things like that all comes a part of it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Well, yeah. And like, he still makes my food and the girls' food.
Yeah, I still have to cook.
Whether or not he's fasting. Now, the one thing that we have to deal with when he is fasting is the, oh man, this sounds so good. Oh, this sounds delicious. Man, if I could just have, and I'm like, babe.
Watching all the Dave Portnoy One Bite pizza reviews.
I just miss pizza. That kind of stuff. But it's just, it makes sense.
It's a mental thing.
And we're a food-driven person, you and I. We are each food-driven people, so.
She says, blame the toddler for the mess.
Oh, of course it's not her.
No.
It must be you. You were crafting.
She's a tiny tornado of sass and
today
and stickers.
She was on one. Oh.
I thought they were going to go to blows.
She was too much today. She was just too much. I had to take 4 ibuprofen when she left.
I had to be like, Ma.
She was just on one today.
Yeah.
Just everything I said. Well, I don't have to. No, you can't tell me to do that. I don't want to.
Timeouts and just.
Timeouts. And like she was refusing to eat. So I literally was. Did you see me at the table? I was spoon feeding her while she was coloring. I was like, here. Yeah. Because she was refusing to eat and she hadn't eaten all day and she was just so snark, all the snark. She got mad at me and like trashed her room. So we had to spend at least 15 minutes cleaning up her room because she'd thrown everything
I was like,
everywhere.
hey, why don't you grab the stuff out of the living room and put it in your room? How about no? Anyway, let's move on. We don't want to drudge up old anxiety.
That was today. That was today.
It was a
That
day.
was why Goodwill was much needed. And then I was disappointed at the Goodwill. I only got one bag of stuff, and I'm not super impressed with what I got either. But
Roberta said, must not be a chocolate lover. It's nasty. Well, okay, the thing with electrolytes and not like fruit flavors or like citrusy flavors, there's a lot to be desired, and not everybody's super into it.
so the chocolate one is not good mixed in water. It's just not.
I loved it.
And I love chocolate. Like that's actually the one thing I will eat is like, if I'm having a bad day and I need something sweet, I'll just grab a handful of Lily's chocolate chips. I don't need anything else. That's good. That kills my whatever. But like the chocolate electrolyte mixed in water tastes like salty dirt. It doesn't taste like chocolate. It tastes like salty dirt. It's just gross. It's just I can't describe it. It's not good.
You can't blame the toddler for our mess. Haven't had one for years then, huh?
Yes, you can blame her for your mess too.
Radical Geek or Maitreya says that she also loves the lemon habanero.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I love it, but I don't mind it.
It's not bad.
Doesn't bother me. I'll drink it.
Still feel thirsty when I'm done. I'm like,
I don't feel thirsty when I'm done. It actually, I think for me, is limiting on how much I will drink. Like I'll drink a bottle of it and I'm good, and then I don't really need anything else.
See, you have to drink more water to wash down the habanero one.
I don't mind the habanero one at all.
She said she likes the spicy ones for cooking. Good at chicken dishes.
I didn't even think about people cook with Element.
Yeah, there's that chili one, even though they've been discontinued.
I didn't even think about that. I just figured you're supposed to mix them all in water.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why the chocolate one's so bad, is so you'll cook with it.
What are you going to cook with it?
I don't know, brownies or something. I don't know.
Ken is here. Stacy's husband.
Excuse me. Hi there.
He's a sweet, sweet man. I hope you're feeling good. I hope your knee is better,
Yeah, I was
sir.
going to say he's the one who got the knee fixed. Yeah. Just ignore you. On we go.
We've got things to do.
Right?
Duh, Maitreya. Duh.
Yes. All for that.
Good information. Interesting. Yes.
Yeah, those electrolytes. Some flavors are really good. Some flavors are kind of sketch. And it doesn't matter the brand either.
I think we were driving through most of it like late, like after midnight. Because we got to start at like 2 in the afternoon driving home?
Probably.
And that was like, because we drove up from Colorado. We drove up from Denver. We drove up from Colorado Springs through to Denver, then up through to Cheyenne because we had to stop in Cheyenne.
Because our daughter's name is Cheyenne. And all of the kids have a name based on a place. Because I figured when they became adults, that might be somewhere they would want to go visit and just see. Give them random places throughout the country that we have never been to.
So where's Hunter from?
Well, okay. I lost the bet with Hunter's name. So there is something called I think it's like Hunter's Ridge or something like
Probably
that.
Hunter's
out
Pass
west.
somewhere.
I don't know. Anyway, I don't remember what it was, but I wanted to name him Phoenix. And I lost.
Yeah, you rightfully so.
I
had nothing to
Phoenix.
do with it. I have nothing. I wasn't there. We didn't know each other, so I had nothing to do. But
I was either going to name him Phoenix or Reno, and I lost. I won on the first two. I got a Cheyenne and a Jackson, but I lost on the last one. I didn't get a chance to name him Phoenix or Reno.
But I do want to go to Carhenge.
I don't know what it is.
I think it's the place where all the 57 Chevys are up on their end, I think. Or maybe I have to take a look and see.
I don't know, but
I think there may be multiple places like that. One of the places that's piqued my interest as of the last couple of days that I've been talking to her about is a place in Montana that has this lake in the mountains with all these ridiculously beautifully colored rocks.
Yeah.
And I want to go.
It does look
maybe
really
we can
pretty.
Maybe we can invite Cam Patterson to go with us. Because he likes rocks.
Because he likes rocks. I don't think he's gonna probably come with us, but that would be cool.
I can see if David will hit him up for me. Mr. TV and Cowboy says, Hey, I'm late, but I'm here.
Hey, don't ever worry about being late. Well, I was late too.
She was late.
Good to have you. Thanks for coming.
Big Belly Bob's. I'm sorry, I came under the wrong channel.
That's okay.
Big Belly Bob. Thanks again so much for the shout out. It means the world to me. 100% community is paramount, and we have to share the channels. One of the things in my channel is if you have something going on, share your channel in the chat. You know, if you have video that you're proud of, let us know. That's how we grow. That's how we find success.
Yeah.
Roberta says, hello, Maria and Cowboy.
Yes.
Bob says the chocolate salt is very good.
That's the salty.
Oh, salty. We haven't tried one. Yeah, we tried the caramel.
We tried the caramel, and the caramel was very, very good. We haven't tried the chocolate of that.
No, we are going to be doing individual short form videos for each flavor of salty that we have not yet tried. That's just going to take us a little while. Thank you. She's going to go turn off the alarm beeping. That's annoying. It's so very rude. So very rude.
You're so very rude.
Hopeful Carnivore is here. Thank you so very much, dear, for being here. I really do appreciate you very much, and jealous of the fact that you get to go to Disney whenever you want to.
She gets to what?
She gets to go to Disney whenever she wants to.
Well, that's just unfair.
They have passes. How rude.
It's just unfair.
Yeah. Oh, just some clip on me.
They probably also live somewhere closer.
Yeah, they do, and they have annual passes, and they were just the Magic Kingdom like yesterday or the day before. Right? I was like, I would love to be able to go and just like, it's like 5 o'clock. Let's head over to Magic Kingdom. Let's go ride Haunted Mansion. Maybe see if we can get on Tron.
Yeah.
Or whatever, right? Go ride Space Mountain and get our backs cracked. And just go and chill for like a couple of hours. Maybe go late enough to watch the fireworks. And then just kind of like maybe hop on the monorail, go over to Polynesian and walk along the beach or something weird like that, you know?
Go get a meal or go get a drink and just be, you know, maybe see some characters.
Yeah, our best friends are there, yeah.
Our best friends.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we spent a literal arm, a leg, and half a kidney to go eat at Ohana.
Yes.
But it overlooked the castle, and it was a beautiful, bright, sunny morning, and it was gorgeous. Yes. And the girl picked an orchid.
Yeah, she picked flowers from the lobby.
She's like, I got this for you, Ma. Right? Oh, I'm sure it happens. So I'm sure they probably don't care.
But it kind of took us I was like, oh no, please don't.
I imagine they don't want you to do it, but they understand that there are kids in and out of that place all day, every day.
Well, and we met someone as we were leaving, and she was like, oh yeah, don't worry about it. My kids have picked like half the garden in there. It's fine. Yeah. So
it's a gorgeous property. It'll be the Polynesian.
Beautiful. It is beautiful. Very well done.
They tried to stump me with their weird question. Like, do you know what Ohana means? It means family and nobody gets left behind. Duh.
Right.
She says that she agrees chocolate element is nasty in cold water. You're nasty in cold water.
It's terrible. It's really bad. And I didn't try it in coffee or anything else, just in cold water. He doesn't mind it in cold water.
I don't know. I'm just a weirdo like that, but
it is awful. Just awful. I don't know if anybody ever, prior to going keto and whatnot, tried Ale 8. It's a soda that they sell. They started in Kentucky, I think, or at least southernish. My ex-husband used to drink it. And to me, it tastes like bubbly, muddy water. It's just really gross. It tastes
literally like dirty creek water.
Yes, it tastes like dirty creek water with a little bit of bubbles. It's awful. And my ex-husband used to have to get one every time we went to Kentucky. He's from Kentucky. And the chocolate element is reminiscent of Ale 8 and dirty creek water. It's gross. It's awful.
Bob says that it's a Stonehenge recreated with cars painted gray. Okay, so I am thinking of a different place. There is a place with a whole bunch of like 57 Chevys that are like buried in the dirt. I'm guessing that's further out west somewhere. Because it was
There's a lot of cool stuff in this country we've not seen.
Yeah.
This country is kind of big.
Yeah, it is very large. Sharon says she's having have a nice evening, all quiet time of the Hubs Now night.
Nice.
Enjoy.
Have a good night. Enjoy yourselves. Thanks for coming in.
Name your next kid Car Hinge.
Yes. Area 51. I'm down for that. We are not having any more children.
No.
When we met, my youngest was
He was 7 or 8.
7 or 8.
Yeah.
In that age range. And I decided that would not be okay. That he would have all sorts of trauma if we had a kid and he was already 7 or 8. Not to mention, I didn't want to go back again. I didn't want to start over again.
We're empty nesters.
Yeah, I didn't want another 18 years waiting for somebody to move out.
Right.
Now we have it. It's just different. Now we have, 13 years waiting for this child, the grandchild.
Yes, to grow up.
To grow up and move out. But we are happy to have her.
So Brenda says her daughter is in Montana. She visited in August. They're truly beautiful. I want to go out to Utah. I want to visit Montana. I want to go see Mount Rushmore.
I want to see Sedona.
Oh, Sedona is amazing.
I've never been.
Oh, it's so good. It's like walking around a literal like postcard. The same thing as if anybody has ever been out to Colorado and you've been into Rocky Mountain National Park, Estes Park. Oh, Bear Lake is one of the most gorgeous places. I posted a picture on my Instagram. It was just a silly little, consistency over perfection thing. But that little picture is from Bear Lake.
It is amazing. I would live there if we could afford it, and the kids could all come. But
Bob says, come join the fun of No Excuses January. Get outside and walk, no matter the weather. I was outside in ankle-deep snow wearing spikes due to a half-inch of ice under it.
That's actually a really good idea. We probably should be doing that because the small one needs to get her energy out, or she and I are probably going to come to blows.
She needs to get her wiggles out.
She's going to end up punching me. No. I can just feel it.
We got to find like an indoor gym for her too. So when we went to Wisconsin over the summer, and there was a place there where she could go, and they had each room, like one room was like a grocery store. One room was like a dig. You can dig stuff.
One was like an art room.
Yeah.
There were like
a castle room.
And it was like a really big open area in the middle with like a climby play set type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then every other room, like there were rooms all the way around it where there were like play areas that were designed to foster specific play. Right. So the car room had like a construction site. So there were construction cars and you could dig and that kind of stuff. And near it, like in the middle area, near the play area, there were like couches that the grownups could all sit on.
They were super comfy.
Yeah. And you had to sign in with your kids and you had to wear socks.
No shoes were allowed in.
Socks only. And you were responsible for taking care of your kid. No food. I don't think
we're gonna bring beverages in.
I think you could bring beverages.
And they had like an area where you could sit down and have snacks. And
right,
stuff.
Right. But it was just like she could just go and do stuff, and you couldn't leave if you didn't match with your parent. So that was really nice.
And then they like every 10 minutes, every 20 minutes was like a bubble party.
Yeah, and they had a couple of spots in the building where the bubbles would just be released into the air. It was very cool. And she enjoyed that quite a bit. We were hoping there was somewhere like that near here.
So she says, my husband is making a plan next time to get on Tron, and he is happy they have big boy seats. That's what I got to ride. So she wanted to ride with me, but was more inclined to entertain the small one because it was Halloween night. But I did finally get onto Tron after like 5 days. And I still didn't get to ride Cosmic Rewind yet, which I was kind of bummed about that. Yeah. But there's always next time. It's not like it's going anywhere, probably.
We hope not.
Right. But Tron was, because I like roller coasters, but not like Kings Island, Six Flags, like the big, huge.
I don't like the roller coaster, like the experiences.
Yes. I don't want to do like a 400-foot drop roller coaster. I'm not trying to eat my own stomach. Okay. Like, that's too much for me, but like a ride like Tron, it was
Seven Dwarfs Mine Train
or Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. That's a lot of fun for me. And it's not super scary because I'm kind of, I don't like big, huge drops.
He's afraid of heights.
I am, but I will do things that take me out of my comfort zone.
Yeah. Well, on that night, you got in right when you got on right when they were doing the last show at the castle. So I wanted the little one to go see the show at the castle and the fireworks, and it was a big light show.
Yeah.
And it was Halloween night, and she wasn't going to be happy to just sit
Right, and wait for us to ride a roller coaster.
And wait for you to ride. Yeah, and wait for me to ride. So I went with her and Daddy, and we went and watched the light show at the castle, and you and Mommy went and rode the Tron.
Now, Mr. Bob, do not allow yourself to machismo yourself into frostbite.
That's true.
I understand no excuses, but
But
you still got to be safe.
yes. You know, you can make multiple trips to the end of your driveway and back.
That's true. Well, depending on how long your driveway is.
That's true too. You may need to keep a phone or a walkie-talkie with you to make sure people can find you.
She says no roller coasters for her. She'll stick to small Haunted Mansion, Pirates, and Small World.
I will do Haunted Mansion, Pirates. Small World is a no. I did it enough times throughout my life. I never have to do it again. I'm good.
I think
we didn't even take her on it.
No, we didn't.
I can't. Already it's in my head and playing right now. Right now. I can't do it. I don't think I have the mental fortitude to do it again.
Bob says he has real cold weather gear here. Well,
nice.
Good. And I hope, you know what they always say, work smarter, not harder. So I don't want you to lose any toes.
Right.
I don't want you to be 9-toed Bob.
Or 9-fingered Bob.
Yeah, that's true too.
Or no longer having ears or tip of your nose Bob.
Yeah. So, yeah, I just would love to be able to go to the parks and enjoy them with you, because we got to go by ourselves in 2018. And it was one of the most relaxed experiences we have ever had. Like, because, we accomplished a lot, but there was no rush.
Yeah. I love going with the kids, but they all have their own agenda, and they all come with their own personalities, which typically we all get along pretty well. But sometimes personalities clash. And we need a break from each other. There was one of the days when my daughter was kind of having an adult temper tantrum for, I'm not even sure why.
Yeah.
And we had to walk away. I was like, all right, here's your kid. Have a good time. We're going to go ride some rides.
And we got some good walk on. We got really lucky when we were there, because we walked on to like Big Thunder Mountain.
Yeah.
We walked on to Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
We walked on to a good amount of rides. Like we even got a time where we basically walked on to Seven Dwarfs Mine Train.
Yeah. And we had a great time. And, you know, of the experience, we were there for over a week, almost 2 weeks. And we had one hissy fit in the park.
Yeah, that happens.
Not that big of a deal.
Well, we had, and our bonus kid was not used to that kind of.
Right. So his first day was overwhelming.
Yeah.
But, you know, of the entire experience, we had 2 minor meltdowns.
Shauna is here. She says, runs to the door, Kramer style. Woo! Made it. You see that you see that rain out there? Are you soaking wet? Did you have an umbrella? Did you have a raincoat? Were you prepared?
I was in a car. The rain didn't bother me. I was in a car.
Relax now, but not when I had 5 kids with me. Ugh, we're always miserable. Well, that's the thing is, like, we were like, okay, we're going to go. If you need to check your emotions, all your stuff at the door, you're not bringing it with you into the parks. We're having a good time.
Yeah.
You're going to fake it.
Yeah, you just fake it. I don't care how you feel.
Yeah.
You just shut up, put a smile on, and let's go.
Yeah.
We've actually taken them when they were younger too. Yeah. And it was possibly the best vacation we've ever had as a group. Because Hunter had he was 11.
It was his 11th
birthday in the parks.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was so us plus the 3 kids. We didn't bring any extras with us that time. And our youngest turned 11 in the parks. And we had his dinner at Marrakesh when it was still open. And we did a marathon of 5 days open to close at Disney back to back to back. And they were really good. I don't think there were really any major meltdowns at all. And like when everybody was overwhelmed, we stopped and charged our phones and sat and chilled and got water and like, or we did the Hall of Presidents or, things like that where everybody could just kind of collect. And we set like a very fair budget, and the kids were allowed to spend X amount of dollars every day. And we packed our lunches and brought water bottles, and we just did it. And they were amazing. It really was the best vacation I think we've ever had. Because even when we've gone out to Colorado with them, sometimes they've been butt heads.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But the Disney trips have actually been really good.
Alabama was good, but I mean, then again, yeah, we just
good.
go sit on the beach.
Yeah, and we kind of spread out and go different ways in Alabama. But at Disney, when you all have to be together because you're all kind of doing the same thing, it's very easy to get sick of each other.
Yeah.
So we just have you're allowed to have whatever emotions you have, shut them down, just fake it till you make it, and shut your mouth.
Shauna says, nope. Was in a short sleeve hooded sweatshirt.
Oh, nice. I do love those though, because I can wear them in the summer now. And I'm a big hoodie person.
Hoodie ninja.
Exactly.
That's MC Chris for y'all if you didn't know. He's a nerd rapper.
Yeah. You're a nerd rapper. Ooh. Excuse me.
Little kids were way better than teens. Crazy how that. Well, the thing, teens, they start just getting all their emotions all at one time. Everything just crashes on them. And they're like, I don't know how to live my life. Like, I can't even. You're so cringe. Ugh.
Yeah. Yeah, we always did if we're going on vacation, I don't care how you feel. Just put a smile on and pretend.
Yeah.
Because we're not going to put up with it.
Shauna says they went to Disneyland. I still need to go to Disneyland. I want to go to all of the parks. You've been to Disneyland.
No, I've not.
I thought you said you had.
No, my dad's been to Disneyland. He told me it was disappointing.
No. I don't care. It's Disney. I wouldn't be disappointed. I went to because
he said after being at Disney World, Disneyland is disappointing.
Well, I'm sure it's smaller, but I know the castle's smaller.
Yeah.
But to me, the history would be overwhelming.
Yeah. I think, that was not of interest to him.
Yeah. So you went 5 or so years ago. Youngest kid was 16. But they all had fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you can't have fun at Disney, you got problems.
Yeah. I think the thing is setting their expectations before you even leave. Before we even left, it was like, look, we're having a good time. You're all going to enjoy it. And if you don't, I don't want to hear it. So have fun. Find a way to enjoy yourselves. That's how it's going to be.
She says she's only been to Universal in Florida. We haven't been to Universal in Florida. As much as I would like to visit Harry Potter Land.
I don't know if there's enough else at Universal to draw us there.
I imagine we probably need to go at least once with a park hopper, because you got to have a park hopper to take the train between the parks. So that's a thing. And I know there's probably some other cool stuff. We would probably enjoy it, but it wouldn't be the reason for the destination.
Right.
It would be, we're taking a day away from the other parks to go to Universal. And I know they're building Epic Universe, so they're opening their third gate. But yeah, so, and I just want to take a moment to thank all of our members. You can see the bottom of the screen. They are amazing.
Yes.
They're supporting us.
We really appreciate the support, guys. It helps keep the channel rolling. You don't have to put your money here, but we appreciate it when you do. Yes. It helps us.
And we've got affiliate links down below. We've got Amazon affiliate. Anything you ever need to buy from Amazon, you can click one of those, and you don't have to buy what that link is for. Anything you buy, once you click that link in the link, we get a little bit of couple of pennies on the dollar or whatever from that.
And it doesn't cost you any extra money.
It doesn't do any different for you. So yeah. Let's see. She said went before the low carb cruise in 22.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We want to give a shout out to Jen Lucas. She's on the 2KK cruise right now.
Nice.
I told her the souvenirs that I need are pictures of her with getting hugs with Rachel and Joe and anybody else who's on the cruise that I'm not familiar with. Yeah. I don't know who else went on the cruise. I don't know. It's hard to keep.
We didn't look into it.
Right.
It just wasn't going to be financially possible.
Not after coming just out of Disney.
Right.
Universal definitely park hopper 100%.
Yeah.
Hard Rock Cafe is right outside our Universal Studios, so really worth it. We had a Hard Rock Cafe here in Indianapolis for a while.
Yeah, I went to that.
I think I went in once. We had a what was it? There was a Hard Rock Cafe. We had one. We had that other one. The one that
The Rainforest Cafe.
no, the
Mhm.
one that like Bruce Willis and everybody had a
Oh yeah. I
the
don't
Hollywood
remember
one or whatever.
Planet Hollywood.
Was it Planet Hollywood?
Yeah, I've been to both of them, and there was a recent movie or something we watched where somebody went to, not Planet Hollywood, but the other one we were just talking about,
Yeah.
that I can't think of, and they were like, "Why is there trash all over the walls?" And I just thought, okay, yeah. What are you clicking on? You're clicking on things. Clicking on things. All right, he's touching buttons.
Don't worry about it.
I don't know. He might ruin things.
No, it's fine. I'm trying to figure out. It's probably not here.
What are you looking for?
Well, that's
so anyway, if you have joined as a member and you don't see your name come across the bottom of the screen and you would like to let us know, he gets an update on it and should be updating it frequently. But if by chance,
please.
Yeah, we want to make sure we're shouting out to you guys. Oh, now I can see me again.
All right.
Hi, me. Oh,
Exposing Darkness is here. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for coming. Yes, Planet Hollywood. See, I was right.
It just didn't seem like that's what I was thinking of. I don't know.
It's real. Or it was real. I don't think it's still a thing.
No, they're all gone now.
I've been to that, but I don't remember what movie it was. It was very funny. They were like, "Why is there junk? Why is there trash all over the walls?" And I was like, "Well, you're not wrong. They did kind of have trash all over the walls."
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't really, but
I mean, depending on like the places that have like the movie swag on the walls,
or the places where they would have to make all the people wear all the buttons and crap on their vests.
What happened, Mikey? You tried to shout us out. I tried shouting you out, but got yelled at for being loud. I don't know who would yell at you for that. Rude. Don't click on things you don't know. Trust me. Yeah. So if you see some weird post from Shauna on Facebook, you were tagged in. So I look at it. I got tagged in something. I looked at it. It was 45 minutes old with no comments, no likes, no interactions. So I was like, that's awful sus. Especially because it's had something like RIP in it, and just a Facebook event link. And I was like, something's not right with this. So I sent her a text message. I'm like, hey, what's up with this? And she goes, yeah, don't click on it. And I was like, I wasn't gonna.
Well, I saw it and I did click on it. I didn't put in all my information because I don't even know it. And I was like, babe, did somebody you guys know pass away? And he's like, no, it's not real.
Yeah, I was like, there were like all these red flags, like no comments, no likes, over 45 minutes. If somebody in our community had passed away, I figured that would be like a major thing, like lots of information going around.
Yeah.
And like enough for me to be tagged in it and stuff. I was like, okay, something sus about this.
Yeah.
I figured I would have been getting text messages and stuff and not just a Facebook tag.
Yeah.
Let's see. The kicker was it happened on a friend's sister's page because she had actually passed away. I know better too.
Aw. That's sad.
Yeah.
But scammers are going to scam. They're going to take advantage of every situation that they can.
Someone from her high school. That's sad. Well, we're very sorry, Shauna.
I'm sorry. That sucks.
But anyway, we have not yet talked about World Carnivore Month. And we're like almost at less than a minute away from an hour into this live stream. But anyway, so my fast is done. We are focusing now on carnivore for the rest of the month. She's been primarily carnivore. Right. Some missteps by me.
So the first day or two was kind of sketch.
Because I forgot and made her eggs with cheese. I wasn't even thinking about it.
Right.
And I know some people do carnivore with cheese. I used cream in my coffee the last day or so after my fast ended. And I was just like, I needed it.
Well, and when we started it, I was going to have cream in my coffee, but I was going to try to basically cut everything else out.
John Guggen is here. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for coming in.
He's just dropping in to say hello. Thank you.
Especially I was going to try to not do cheese and other dairy things like that and try to not do sodas, etc. So probably until about day 4, It was a running mess.
Mhm.
There were sodas involved, there was cheese involved, and
Yeah.
a couple of mouthfuls of whipped cream because I needed something sweet. And now it's pretty consistent. I brought a soda with me today because I was having a bad day, but I didn't even open it. Still sitting in the car sealed, and I drank water instead. So I probably will have a second cup of coffee tonight, though, because I've got work that needs to get accomplished.
I will
I don't need
probably
to
too.
stay
I've got a
awake.
live stream. It's going to be about 3 hours long, coming up in like an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 9:30 to about 1:30.
I
Sometimes
feel
just
like
goes on
forever.
it goes
An
on forever.
eternity.
Yeah.
You all talk so long.
Yes, we really do.
You get a bunch of boys together talking about a movie, and that's how it goes.
Let's see.
But yeah, we've had chicken and beef primarily, and eggs.
Yeah.
So
So today I had the 2 soft-boiled eggs. I have 4 or 5 more in the fridge because I made 7 for myself last night.
yeah.
I need to bake some bacon because I've got a package of bacon that I pulled out of the freezer to cook, so I can have some bacon because I figure that'll give me the potassium and sodium and all that stuff.
I'll probably eat some bacon and then complain about it later because that's what I do.
She says, "Yeah, I'm not ready for full carnivore, but I am seemingly back on track with food, but I am drinking grapefruit juice. I'll worry about the carbs later."
You got to do what you got to do. I mean,
I don't think there's anything good about grapefruit juice, though.
Grapefruit juice is delicious. Grapefruit is delicious.
You two, you can be friends, weirdos together.
So when I was a kid,
on Weirdo Island.
When I was a kid, my dad used to go to one of the local fruit markets, and he would buy, because I was the youngest of 5 kids, he would buy like 30 pounds of fruit a week. And he would get cases of grapefruit or oranges, whatever was freshest at the time. And so we would all sit down and crack open grapefruit one after the other, after the other, after the other, and just eat to your heart's content, and then spend the rest of the day in the bathroom.
I remember my mom, that was one of those things that my mom did, the grapefruit diet. She just ate grapefruits all day, and then like she was on like the lemon water diet, and then she was on, nothing ever seemed to work because, like she was still a big woman and ended up having strokes and all that stuff and heart attacks, but she wasn't a smoker, she wasn't a drinker. So,
But all of those diets are so hard to stay on.
Well, she did them,
That's one of the things that they talk about keto is, it's so hard to stay on. It really isn't.
Yeah.
It really isn't hard to stay on. It's all of the other rando stuff. When you're depriving your body of everything it needs to have and just drinking lemon water or just eating grapefruit, well, that's not viable. Your body can't sustain.
There was a podcast I listened to. A friend of mine sent this podcast to me, and I'm trying to look it up now to see. It was called The Gastropod, and it was an episode that they did on keto, and it was basically a keto hit piece, as you basically would expect. And they started off like with a negative taste in their mouth about keto. The only proponent of keto that they had on was a doctor that specialized in child epilepsy, and they were saying how if certain drugs didn't work first, then they would go to keto for some of these, and keto would be the only thing that would work for some of these. But she seemed to have a sour taste in her mouth about keto for anybody else outside of that small particular group of people affected with the epilepsy. So they would talk about people who were pro keto, but in a very negative light. They would talk about, they brought up Atkins, and they barely touched necessarily on his like diet and what he talked about. They talked more about his personal life. They talked more about his indiscretions, infidelity, and things like that had no bearing on
the diet,
itself, or what made the diet successful. They did bring up banting, which is a big thing. So if you're familiar with Professor Noakes out of South Africa, he's a big proponent of banting, is what basically they call keto in South Africa. So yeah, I listened to it, and it was just basically a hit piece all the way through. They had nothing positive to say. It was just frustrating. But yeah. Charlotte says she had a friend in college, John Gildian, and they called him John G or JG.
Nice.
So it got John Guggenheim. Let's see. She exposing darkness. She loves her grapefruit.
Grapefruit's delicious. I don't eat it anymore, but
Every
it's
once
delicious.
in a while, I miss a good. We go to the
Okay.
orchard once a year and we eat apples.
Once a year, we go to the apple
Mm-hmm.
orchard and eat apples until all of us have to run to the bathroom. And then I usually make apple pies.
Yeah.
This year, I didn't make apple pies with the orchard apples. I made apple pies with Costco apples. Big mistake.
Yeah.
Big mistake.
I didn't realize it
was awful, and it made me.
You can't taste test the Costco apples.
That's true. It made me sad because I wait for my once a year apple pie, and it was.
We didn't go to Walmart and buy an apple pie a couple of weeks ago and eat it all in one night at all. Probably not.
We did. Still not as good as my homemade pie, but it made me sad. I had a sad year because I didn't get apple pie.
I just had a stray cat come into my house, run under my bed. I should have left it because it was freaked out when I tried to get it out from under the bed and wreaked havoc all throughout my house.
Oh,
I'm so sorry, John.
Sorry. Gotta be wary. Those strays will just come right in.
I really love my veggies. Carnivore is too hard. I will meat heavy. I go meat heavy ketovore, but only carnivore for short challenges. Yeah. Well, that's the thing is I like vegetables too, but they're not a staple. Like we have them, like every once in a while, like, do you want some broccoli tonight? That's kind of thing.
I wish they were more of a staple because I am more of a vegetable person than he is. And he sent me videos through his fasting of what we can do with broccoli and stuff like that. And I was like, ooh, I would eat that. Yeah, make me that. Oh, that looks delicious. I'm probably never going to taste it. He's never going to make it.
I'll make it.
He never will.
I will.
Because he doesn't care about vegetables.
I care about you, though.
I know. You could take them or leave them, though.
Yeah.
They don't mean you don't like them.
I do, but when I have the hankering for them.
See, and I grew up with fruits and vegetables that were not only abundant, but the vegetables were kind of force-fed to you. So I'm used to them.
Yeah. For me, I remember trying broccoli as a kid because I saw a commercial of cheddar over broccoli, with the cheese sauce over it. I'm like, ooh, that looks delicious. My mom made it. And I was like, and she was so mad.
See, and I grew up with fresh vegetables, fresh fruit, and the vegetables would get steamed but still be crunchy. And, not that we didn't have canned stuff too, but we had canned stuff for if mom was making it in a recipe.
Yeah, yeah.
Not just on its own.
She said, my niece was just texting me. They had to get a stray cat from under their house. That's weird.
It's cold. They want to come inside.
My weight loss journey or my weight loss life. Good evening. How is everybody? Thank you so much for being here. We do appreciate you so very much.
Thanks for coming in. Nice to see you.
I guess I was trying to get out from a storm, but definitely not used to being around people.
Poor
I have
thing.
been feeding it for the past couple of weeks. It's still very skittish. I was surprised it came in. Well, it's survival.
Yeah. I wonder if, if it can hang out in your garage instead of in the house. Yeah. I mean, or it already has been,
Maitreya says, Global Cycling Network talked about keto. I was ready to be mad, but they actually didn't pan it. They were generally positive. But didn't stay on it long enough for a real evaluation. Yeah, that's the thing is, we're doing a 5-day keto challenge. I'm like, you're just going to be miserable for that 5 days.
Yeah.
Because most people don't understand the importance of electrolytes and getting enough. And they're like, I felt terrible. You feel terrible on keto. Well, you didn't get into keto, really.
Right.
That's the thing is.
It takes longer than 5 days for most people. Well, and I think people have such a distorted view if they don't take the time to figure it out. I personally, when we first started keto, I was talking about it at work, and I don't work there anymore. And the nutritionist was listening, and she chimed in and said, oh, I can't believe you're doing keto. It's so bad for you. And I was like, oh, really? So tell me why it's so bad. And she was like, well, it's really hard to maintain. Okay. Well, what else about it? Well, I've heard really bad things about it. Okay. Like what? Well, it's really hard to maintain.
It's like the circular logic.
Yeah. Well, honey, you don't have any information that you can give me right now. So when you get some, come back to me. And she never came back to me about it. And the best she could give me is that it's hard to maintain. Well, any diet that's not just eating whatever the hell you want, whenever the hell you want it, is hard to maintain.
It takes dedication until it becomes routine.
Even if your diet is chicken and rice every day, maintaining that is hard. If your diet is Twinkies and Ho-Hos every day and nothing else, that's still going to be hard. Eventually, you're going to get sick of Twinkies and Ho-Hos.
Think about how hard veganism has to be, especially if you're one of the. So I have friends that are very, very strict vegan, and some of them to the point where they were like, they have to be like when they go to a restaurant or somewhere who has beer on tap, they have to ask what the beer taps are oiled with, because a lot of the places will use like some kind of form of fish oil, and well, that's not vegan, so they won't be able to drink the beer there. And it's like, and people say that keto is so restrictive, but think about like how restrictive like veganism is. If you're like, you know what I mean, like utilizing.
Well, I'm sure there are people that do more restrictive versions of keto where they'll ask, "What is this cooked in?"
Oh yeah,
and then say, "I don't want that because it's cooked in such and such an oil." Whereas we're more like, you know what? I'd rather it not be cooked in that, but it's still meat, so I think I'll be cool.
Oh, Exposing Darkness asked John Gugahan how his name is pronounced. I think it's pronounced Gagan. I think I'm not mistaken, but we basically changed it to Gugahan, and he's okay with it.
It's G.
Yeah,
just G.
Shauna says, have to be careful. A friend got bit by her cat before Christmas and just had her second surgery and on IV antibiotics. Had to have a bone graft in her finger.
My sister got cat scratch fever. And that's actually a real thing, not just a song. Cat scratch fever. No, it's an actual real, you don't want it. It's nasty.
And we got Hope says, the more you eat meat, the more you get lazy for vegetables. I don't think it's necessarily laziness. I think it's just...
You just don't... They're not a forefront in your mind.
Right. I mean, to me, like for us, if we could, we would basically eat steak every night.
Yeah, but I would like my steak with broccoli. But it's okay. It's okay. I'm not complaining. He does all the cooking. I am not complaining. I appreciate my chef.
And I cook broccoli sometimes. I do. I wouldn't eat vegetables before going keto, because before keto they were never cooked right. And that whole was the
I cooked them right.
No, you did not.
I always cook them right. Mm-mm. I will fight you.
You didn't cook. You didn't cook the out of the broccoli enough, and it was like the sulforaphane. That was a big thing.
Broccoli is good as is, naked,
unless
uncooked,
you have the sulforaphane
steamed
thing going on.
Well, I don't cook it till it's dead. I don't cook it until it's like soggy and limp. It should be crunchy. I think we just have differing opinions on this.
Yeah, because I'm right. Anyway.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Broccoli should not taste like nothing. It has a flavor. It has a good flavor.
She said they did 7 days and didn't feel terrible. They experienced match Volik's performance study, better endurance, high dip and short sprint, missed cake, cyclists love cake. Yeah, that's the crazy thing is like everybody come like, I just couldn't live without bread. I bet you could.
No, I have so
when your joints don't hurt, you can live without bread.
So many friends at work who are like, I can't live without bread, without noodles. You can.
You can have those things every once in a while. They just shouldn't be the primary source of your food intake.
Right.
The bite pierced the sheath around the tendon.
Oh, ow. I bet that hurt.
Okay, I pronounced it correctly, but how much prefer the keto community pronunciation? Oh, are you gonna go get a name change, or just like it's formerly known as?
He's just gonna turn it into a symbol. Broccoli does not taste like farts, but sometimes my farts do smell like broccoli.
Okay. Like farts. They smell like death on a battlefield.
So years and years and years ago, we had Thanksgiving over at my parents' house when they still lived in town. And my sister, that's 2 years older than me, came over, and the whole family was there. And we were playing Xbox games in the basement. This was back when Xbox was still relatively new. So that's how long ago it's been. Anyway, we're playing games, and she had the worst gas after dinner, like the worst. And she kept saying, no, it smells like turkey. It does. It just smells just like turkey. It's fine. And all of us were choking and dying, and I was watering. It smelled so bad. And we're like, look, Nay, it does not smell like turkey. If turkey smelled like that, nobody in history would have ever eaten it. It is so bad. So I'm pretty sure my farts don't smell like broccoli. But
broccoli should taste like cheese sauce. You are 100% correct.
No, broccoli tastes like broccoli, and I like that taste. I also like bitter. I like bitter tastes. That's why I like you. You're bitter.
Not as bitter as you are.
I'm working on it.
Veggies make me gassy. I eat cauliflower. I remember one of the first times she made broccoli mash. It was before we went keto, but she made broccoli mashed potatoes, and I
Cauliflower mashed potatoes?
Yeah, cauliflower.
Yeah, because broccoli would have been green mashed potatoes, and I haven't made you green mashed potatoes.
You need to be quiet and just understand that I said the wrong thing, okay? Freudian slips happen,
Somebody
okay?
needs to fix him.
Yeah.
I don't know how. It's not me.
You need like a bacchiotomy.
Brainiotomy.
Yeah. But she made me some cauliflower mash. I literally thought I was going to die. I was so bloated and gassy. I thought I was going to flip and explode. It was rough.
But they tasted good.
Like my body had never had that before. My body was like, what is this?
That was when we would eat a box of Oreos for dessert back in the day.
Oh, and then we would also have those I'd bring home ice cream all the time. Like,
yes, you should at least need teeth for broccoli. It shouldn't just slide down. You shouldn't be able to go and be done with it. You should have to chew.
I don't like either.
Broccoli has a texture and a flavor, and I like both.
You.
You can't unfriend me.
I unfriend you.
I don't think that's a possibility for you. Everybody
Mikey
else
says
maybe.
Definitely farts.
Yeah.
But Mikey can't eat red meat, so.
Oh, yeah. That's unfun. That's okay. I can't.
I like the pop of color in my lunch boxes. I make bento and believe of the beauty of food. I like that too.
I do like that. I don't make bento, but I bet it's beautiful.
So if you don't have bread for a while, you will see how you feel. Yeah, that's true. But sometimes, just sometimes, it's worth it.
Okay. So here's the thing with bread, right? So if you don't eat it for a while and then you eat it, your body feels bad, but it's like glitter in your mouth. Like it's amazing. It's like rainbow and sparkles.
So back in the
sunshine.
day, I used to make these, because like the Walmart sells. Well, I think they still do, but they would sell these big French loaves and Italian loaves of bread for $1, and I would cut them in half, and I would basically take like olive oil, cheese, garlic, and just mix it into like this big slop. Lots of it. I would put it and just coat it so deep, and then bake it in the oven. So as it baked, the cheese would melt and all the oil and butter would sink into the bread. So it was garlic. Like, yeah. And you would so the outside would be crunchy, the inside would be soggy, and it would just be some of the best garlicky, cheesy bread.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. So bread, bad for my body, but just like, oh my God, rainbow sunshine.
It's bad for your body, good for your soul.
Unicorns.
That's so weird
all of the wonderful things in life.
I mean, that has to be why the food that we eat that's so terrible for us has become so mainstream, because it's gloriously tasting.
And it's so highly addictive.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's really hard once you get off track to get back to track for a lot of people.
And it's like, it's hard to trust people. And they're like, I just don't have a taste. I'm like, I don't believe you, because I dream about that stuff. Like, I think about pizza, and I hope pizza thinks about me. I want pizza to be, I'm like, I wonder if pizza lays in bed at night thinking about me.
Yeah.
Well,
it's like, okay, so Panera Bread makes a garlic bread that has chunks of cloves of garlic in it. Oh my, I literally think about that bread anytime I drive past it, And I'm like, oh,
I've never had Pantera bread
looking
before.
out the window, like, I know you're in there, but I don't stop and buy it, but I definitely think about it.
Sorry, I want broccoli and cheese sauce.
I just want broccoli.
If you like broccoli and you like bitter, you must really like broccoli raby. I don't know what that is.
Broccoli Rob. I don't think I've ever actually had it, but I probably would like it.
I like it more now, but that first time was like murder on my intestines. I don't know what it was, but it was like it was going through there like Genghis Khan, just taking over. It was just bad. And it was like coming out the other.
It's probably because you never had anything that didn't come out of a can to start with.
You know what? I grew up poor. We grew up on the same street. We both grew up on 46th Street. Someone lived in a house with a pool. I had to make a slip and slide out of like a sprinkler and some grass. Okay.
Surprised you weren't creative enough to bring out a trash bag. At least that'd be slippery.
We didn't have those.
You had trash bags.
We didn't.
You had trash bags. What'd you do? Carry out your trash?
I don't know. We had little bitty
handfuls?
trash bags. We had little tiny
in handfuls. In handfuls.
We were poor, okay?
I need to walk to the dumpster.
Yeah.
You did not.
Like, please, sir.
Fill me up with your trash. Oh, that is not how that works.
Brussels sprouts nearly killed me once the first time. Those are so like, okay, so we went keto and like our daughter made us Brussels sprouts, but she boiled them.
Oh, no, mistake.
And then I'm like, wait, you cut those things in like half or quarters and you toss them in oil, garlic, salt, and like bake them until they're like brown and crispy. Oh,
they're very good.
That's why I don't trust anybody. Like, I don't like Brussels sprouts. You've
never had them right then.
And
You've
they
never
like,
had them right.
I always hear I've never had them right. You probably haven't. You know, it's like, have you had a hot dog with mustard? Then no.
The other way you can make Brussels sprouts is you put them all, you put oil in a frying pan, a deep like saute pan, and slice your Brussels sprouts in halves or quarters and put them in there. And then take an entire pound of bacon.
You cook the bacon first, yeah.
You don't have to cook it first.
Well, yeah, because you could. Well, yeah.
I don't usually cook it first, but you use your kitchen shears and you cut your bacon in small squares.
I have video on that.
Throw it in the pan and then add a whole stick of butter and just put the lid on the top and just let it go.
Well, you got to stir it some.
You do stir it, but you got to wait for things to like steam. It'll steam the Brussels sprouts. The butter will melt. The fat and grease from the bacon. Oh, and just mix it up.
And you can't be done until the bacon's crispy.
And after a while, you take the lid off. But yeah, yummy, yum, yum.
We had a veggie convo over Christmas. My mom used to make overcooked canned vegetables. I was an adult before I got to bite into a veggie. Let's see. I do broccoli broccoli
Rob.
Spell it R-O-B then, okay?
It's still Rob.
Also, bitter melon. I shared that on my channel. Did a little series on my favorite Asian vegetables.
I can't say that I've had bitter melon or broccoli Rob. It's very possible. My mom was quite the gourmet cook. So if she used it in a recipe, I've probably had it, but I don't know that I would know it. I know I haven't purchased it myself because I had to keep 3 kids fed, and that was way out of my price range and experimentation level.
Canine Conversation says, I had a dog in one of my training classes. The owner fed it broccoli every week before class. Nasty smelling dog farts. That's my thing about like when you feed dogs the wrong food, their farts will smell like my friend.
Like they're dying.
Well, my friend had a dog. He had this dog and he fed it like what would be like Nutro Max or whatever, which is like a high-end expensive dog food. And every time the dog would fart, it smelled like you were right inside a hair salon with like 400 people getting perms. It was rough.
Yeah.
No pun intended. Rough dog. Yeah.
Funny. Hilarious.
You know.
Anyway, yeah,
Is that Jake? I don't know if that's Jake or not. I don't know.
I don't know. It could be.
Could be.
Either way, thanks for coming.
Yes.
Hello. Yeah. No, that would be awful.
Did you fail them?
That would be a good idea.
You don't pass my class.
You don't pass.
No. That sounds what the dog farts?
Talking about how to make Brussels sprouts sounds delicious.
Yes, pizza. I always wonder, like, what planet, what existence do we live where one of the best foods on the planet is bad for us? Pizza.
I know.
It's just, and there's so many types of pizza. You could
Yeah.
like have pizza every day and not have the same pizza.
Yeah.
Krusty Krab pizza is the pizza.
No,
the
not
very
Krusty
best
Krab pizza.
for you and
But
me.
the like a deep dish Sicilian pizza. Oh, I want pizza. Anyway,
I used to make those big bread loaves and stuffed chicken taco bread. Oh,
see, bread. It's like hopes and dreams.
I didn't know until carnivore that gluten was a root problem to almost all of my connective tissue and pains. Never again. After the incident a year ago, completely disabled me. Never again. That's what.
Yeah. But you found the solution, right? So,
All right, we got to talk about this. Bruce Lombardo of the Dix division is gifted 5 memberships.
woo!
Thank
That is
you,
awesome.
Bruce.
Thank you so much.
Bruce,
Appreciate that.
he's one of the regulars with me on Toxic Tuesday every Tuesday night.
That's amazing. Yeah, you can check them out after this. What time is it?
9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central.
Yes.
Over on 32 Flavors of Nick Weiser.
Yes.
Parental discretion is advised. We say lots and lots of potty mouth words. He doesn't even normally try to monetize the stream.
Yeah.
If that gives you any. So if you are offended easily by bad
him.
potty mouth words, talking about movies, then, Bruce, thank you so much, sir. I cannot wait to be on the stream with you guys tonight.
Yeah, they do talk dirty things and say bad words. So if you're not into it,
You should have failed him.
yes, you should have failed him. But yeah, thanks again.
Chewing on salad, put some salami and pepperoni in it. It's almost fixed. Oh, tomato. Have you seen so there's a thing where you take everything they would put into like a huge gigantic sandwich, minus the bread. You just chop it all up and make that into a sandwich, like a salad.
Yeah.
It's like a big chopped salad. Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty good.
Oh, well, I have been okay.
Oh, that's Carl, Canine Conversations. So we also have our son takes his dog to a trainer, and he's also on YouTube, so we weren't quite sure because I couldn't remember what his YouTube channel was.
Yeah. But yeah, I've been taking salami, and we bought some deli turkey from Costco.
She's changed her dinner idea 4 times since she got here.
Anyway, I've been taking salami and a slice of turkey from Costco and rolling them over each other and making that like snacks. And before we did the carnivore month, I would put a slice or a cheese stick or the habanero cheese inside of it, just for snacky time. It's yummy stuff. Super easy. Just like a salad without the lettuce.
I mean, I'm thinking if you ate Costco pizza every day, or you know what I mean. If I think about like with Dave Portnoy, who eats probably like sometimes 3 pizzas in a day.
Yeah.
Or tries 5 pizzas in a day.
Right. Yeah, right.
Sorry.
Bring it up again. We'll vote on it.
My mic. I hope that wasn't annoying for everybody. But yeah, we used to eat a lot of the frozen pizzas every night.
They were cheap and easy.
Yeah.
Those Red Baron frozen pizzas, they would feed the whole family. We get 3 of them. Done. Didn't have to order. It costs less than $30.
Well, I mean, if you're making like just crustless pizzas and things like that, or low carb tortilla pizzas, if that doesn't bother you,
they're not.
Then, yeah. But I'm saying if you're going out every night and you're getting like the
pizza.
Chicago tourist pizza, or
Noble Romans,
or like the monster pizza from Noble Romans, or there's the place that I dream about from Alabama.
Oh, that place in Alabama. I don't even remember what it's called.
But she makes cast iron pizzas, sun-dried tomatoes, pepperonis, black olives, calamata and cheese, repeat oven. Bruce says pizza isn't bad for you. 16 ounces of water, add a tablespoon of garlic salt, your local honey, active dry yeast, and an egg, burn that in a safe bowl. Yeah. I mean, like if you're making the pizza with the dough,
right,
then you're trying to be low carb keto. The dough just kind of really throws that out the window. But
yeah. Well, and I think pizza can be good. But for keto,
yeah, bread flour.
yeah, bread flour.
That's where
it's
the whole
a no for us.
Yeah.
We can't have that.
Yeah. So that's the things like that. So I have a recipe that I'm working on to bring out that I make. It's basically what I would call a lazy man's fathead, where you're not, because like fathead dough is just one of those things that I refuse to make.
It takes forever.
Yeah. And I have a lazy man's. Yeah. So I have a lazy man's fathead dough, and it kind of comes out pretty. It actually rises, so it's actually like a thicker crust pizza. So I'll make a video on that for everybody to try that out. Be on the lookout for that in the next like week or 3. I don't know.
Look at all the static on the cat.
Because I can't make it till after Carnivore Month, so look for that in February.
Pops after I pet him. Kind of hurts.
Thanks, John, for being here, sir. We really appreciate you.
Yes.
Highbrow discussion tonight.
Always
Farts
are funny.
Highbrow conversation from this channel because we're giant children.
Yes. Yes. Children in older bodies. That is what it is.
if you're gonna miss the fist fuck jokes, don't go.
Don't say it. Say it. You're in the wrong channel for that.
Oh yeah. Just kidding. Those are saved for an hour with Nick Weiser. All right, let's see. Jahil says a question for both of you. Thank you. Hope you're doing well in London, sir, at your bathhouse. He was in Bath, London, and I was joking about that. Or yeah, he was walking around Bath.
You got our faces tattooed on your lower back, I'm sure. I'm sure you did.
Let's see. Both of you from your #1 fan got your faces tattooed on my lower back. I don't know how I feel about that.
It depends on which direction we're looking.
Yeah, I guess
that's the question.
What would your last meals be? Your last meals? My son Charlie loves you too. Also, he has Chandra and Dustin coloring book.
Does he now?
I love you, G.
You're so silly.
Oh,
last meal. Okay, so last meal for real, not last keto meal. I would need like a smorgasbord. My whole fat girl would be all out there.
It would have to be like I'd have to be like the best 5-year-old meal, like some kind of cheap pizza, like corn dogs, French fries, just all the stuff that I just wouldn't eat on a normal basis now.
So mine would be much more probably exotic than yours.
Probably.
And I wouldn't even call it
probably
exotic.
Some sushi in there too.
I would want some sushi. I would want my mom's red borscht. I would want my dad's spaghetti sauce on spaghetti noodles with a mound of Parmesan cheese. I would want baklava and a cannoli from Ferrara's Bakery in New York City. Maybe 2 of those, actually. I would want latkes from Shapiro's. And I would want my sister's chocolate swirl cheesecake. I would want at least 3 cookies from Cheryl and Company, the good iced ones. I would want.
See, I didn't grow up getting to go on these vacations and go to places like this. You know what?
I would want.
An exotic vacation for us was Kings Island.
Oh, there's just so much. There's so much more I would want. And I wouldn't have to have like a ton of each item, just enough of each item, just enough that I could like taste this and then taste that and then taste this and then taste that. And it totally, none of it would be keto, like 0 keto. I would want garlic bread. I would want, all the things. And to drink, I would want the school bread from Disney. I would want those coffee alcohol drinks. I would want, Moscato, a good Moscato, a good glass of Moscato. I would like, I would want to taste Boone's Farm once again, just before I die.
Maybe 2020.
Just to I don't need Mad Dog. I've had that. I just want to remember just at least like a mouthful of Boone's Farm. It's been so long and so far away. What else? Mostly sweets. I'm a sweets person, mostly sweets. The cookies. Oh, the Mexican wedding cake cookies that my sister makes. Those are amazing.
4 hours later.
I would want Oreo cookie balls. All the things. Everything. All of them.
Bruce has asked, said this. Gluten-free flours. So it's not necessarily the gluten gluten isn't necessarily the keto issue. It's the carbohydrates in the flour itself. So
And there's
anything the body transforms into sugar or glucose
right
is the issue.
And there are some like coconut flours and almond flours and things like that that can be substituted to an extent. But even they come with their own issues for a lot of people, and they don't
oxalates and all that stuff.
And they don't react the same way in a recipe the way that regular bread flour does. So there's like a whole adjustment that needs to be made to make all of that. And it's a lot of times, at least for us, it's not worth the effort to try to skirt around the carbs.
That's a carnivore. Yeah, and I'm not saying that like what I'm saying is just regular everyday
Pizza Hut
normal
pizza is not good for you.
Like if you ate Pizza Hut pizza or Donato's or Domino's, I'm not mentioning the PJs because that's a whole other story.
Oh, and a piece of pizza from the place that we go to in Alabama.
That place is good. I don't know what they just have magic in their dough.
And something with cinnamon. Maybe something with cinnamon. I don't know what. I love cinnamon.
Shauna goes, wouldn't it be then disappointing if it weren't in fact your last meal? She wants us dead.
Well,
here, you had your meal, now die.
I mean, I wouldn't be disappointed. I'd just be fatter. That would be it. I would be satisfied for about an hour.
Bruce was saying the tomato paste inherently isn't that bad because usually it's spread across a large area. And it is more concentrated with carbs because it is so condensed. But you can find like tomato sauces like Rayo's and such. They're very low carb. But if you're making like a chili and you put a can of tomato paste in it, it's going to be such a large amount that it's not going to make that big of a difference. But yeah. Let's see. I use tomato paste and sun-dried tomatoes. Yeah,
you don't need much. A little bit will go a long way.
Says, I feel like with all that food, you were just dying of old age. You die of diarrhea first.
I might. You never know.
You would just like one last bite. Like, has anybody seen the Monty Python movie? What is it? Is it
Which one?
I think it's The Meaning of Life. At the end of The Meaning of Life, there's the guy at the restaurant, and he's like eating all this food, and like he eats all this food, like a whole table full of food, and then finally the waiter comes around and goes, "Would you like a mint?" He goes, "No, I couldn't possibly. No, I couldn't. No." He's like, "Oh, just one wafer thin mint." It's like, no. So finally he goes, "Yeah." Finally, and he opens it up. It's like it looks like one of those Andes candies things, and his chest just explodes open, and food and everything's everywhere, and his ribs are hanging out here.
That would be me. Yeah. That would be me at my last meal. I would 100% make that happen.
Yeah. And yeah, that's what Hope says, that grains are addictive because it affects the opiate sensors and the carbs hit too. Yeah. It's like, I still support your fight for food, but I make my own pizza dough and sauce. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's amazingly delicious. And I definitely, it
probably has a lot less crap in it than those, Pizza Hut, Papa John's, those places.
It just comes down to what your definition of healthy is.
Right. And the majority of us in this community eat keto.
Yeah.
So anything with flour in it, it's out.
Yeah. Maitreya says she's looking forward to my pizza crust recipe. I don't find fathead dough cumbersome, but it doesn't rise. Yeah. So mine rises. So that's one thing that I do like about it. It is floofier. So
it does have some floof.
Melinda, powder. So glad to see you. We have missed you very much.
You missed our whole conversation on farts.
Melinda's messy sink finally caught you guys live. I've been wondering what's going on. How have you been? I hope you and your husband are doing well.
Yeah.
They came to our May meetup last May, and they had started their own channel, and things have kind of gotten away from them. And hopefully,
that happens. It's hard to run a YouTube channel. It just is. No, but I don't think people realize how much work goes into it.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work.
It's just a wafer thin mint. Yeah. Yeah, so yes, because Maitreya has celiac and rice allergies, so she can't even have sushi.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
She needs a hug.
But she can have sushi. She has sashimi. There's just the raw fish without the rice attached.
A person that suffers from celiac disease claims that God and said, yeah.
Well, Most of us, it's just our bodies are unhappy with us.
And Melinda says things are getting so much better, and she appreciates us asking. Yeah, that's what I said. This community, we're here the long haul. You came one time, and then I'm still asking about you. And she was awesome because she gave the 2 tickets that were able to be used for Keto Palooza for Lindsay and her husband to come, and then
that's
someone else.
awesome.
Yeah. The
He's
dates
so
and the
staticky.
dates are coming out. The dates are already set for Keto Palooza. It's going to be the 11th through the 13th of October.
How
The
many
dates
circles? Oh, never mind.
the dates are also open for Low Carb for Better Health in Tennessee. I will be having Amanda Decker on in February to talk about that. This coming Saturday, you will want to set your alarms for, I believe, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, because I will be having Logan, Mr. Goody Beats himself, on the live stream.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I'm going to have Goody Beats on, and he's going to come and talk to me. So be on the lookout for that. Let's see. Jaheel says, I meant Chandra, not Shadra.
It's all right. I won't hold it against you.
Everybody
okay.
pronounces her name incorrectly.
That is very true.
It's almost 2 a.m. here. Another question: is there something keto that you think tastes better than the regular version?
You know what? Yes, there is. Your battered fried chicken.
What, the chicken strips?
Yeah, your chicken strips are better than regular chicken strips. 100%. I would eat those any day over any chicken strip from any restaurant.
So I do have a recipe on my in the videos of battered chicken strips and how I make them and all that fun stuff. So check that out if you want to see that. I was hoping that more people would watch that video, because
that's literally the best thing I think you've ever made. And there's a lot of good keto stuff on there, but that is literally, it's so good. There is no reason to long for chicken strips made any other way. They are so much better. So much better.
Yeah, Bruce says he wants to see himself thinner, but the body hasn't forced me to get to that jump off point. See, I got to over 420 pounds, and I was having a lot of issues, comorbidities, sleep apnea, on medication, just a lot of things that were going to be causing my life to be much, much harder than it needed to be. So changing and finding this way to be able to battle my food addiction, this is one of those ways that I am able to take back the control from food. And I can talk about food all day long. I can walk to the grocery store and I can look at food that I shouldn't have, and it doesn't bother me like it once did. I would be filling the cart full of everything,
Yeah.
So.
Well, and Bruce, you don't have to do keto, but whenever you decide that you want to make a lifestyle change, we still support you.
Yeah.
However you want to do it, whenever you want to do it. You don't have to wait for your body to force you. It's whenever you make the decision.
The thing is if you're not ready to make a change,
then whatever change you try won't stick.
Right. And that's one thing, is like, whether it's smoking, drinking, gambling, any of the addictions that we have in life, if you're not ready to make that change, you're not going to do it.
And you won't be successful.
Right.
So when you're ready for whatever changes you want to make, we support you.
Yes.
And you can always come hang out here with us.
Just come and hang out with us
every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday. I've got lives on Saturday morning, Sunday morning. I've got a live coming up on a Monday night with Sana, because she can't do the weekends. So I'm making a rare exception to do my Saturday morning live on a Monday evening.
That happens.
And I'll do that for anybody. I mean, we'll make it work. I mean, I know Saturday mornings are difficult, but we'll make it work. You know what I'm saying?
Hopeful Carnivore. she said Coke Zero tastes better than Coke.
Preach.
I think Coke Zero is disgusting, but for all of you who like it, you can have it.
Because you like chemical soda.
I like Diet Coke.
Diet Coke tastes like chemicals.
It tastes like my childhood. Let's see.
Coffee tastes better.
Oh,
to
but
me than
coffee's always been good.
Yeah, coffee is good of itself.
Coffee's
Yeah.
good. Even bad coffee is good. Honestly, even
And
bad
Sean is
coffee
trying
is good.
to link the video in here, but it's not linking. I will
Oh.
put the link to my battered chicken recipe in the description.
Once this goes.
Yeah, once this goes.
Once we're no longer live.
Yeah, once I can go upstairs and do that. Once I get ready to go live with Nick and Nick and the boys. Let's see. I second coffee. Yes, yes.
Always. But again, I liked it even before I was keto.
Get over here and save it and watch later. Yeah. Yes.
All right. Thanks, guys.
I think maybe we've overstayed our welcome.
Probably. We're still talking.
It's an hour and 45 minutes.
I have to show you what I got at Goodwill anyway.
Yeah. And I've got to get ready to go live with Nick in a little while. So I want to say thank you all so very much to every single one of you in the chat, everyone who's been involved,
yes,
everyone who showed up, everyone who's a member. Bruce, for the wonderful donation of 5 memberships.
Thank you so very much.
I didn't see who they went to, so my apologies. Usually it'll link up, but it's not showing me.
We'll see it later.
So I will look at that.
He doesn't know how to work technology.
It doesn't work all the time. But I love all of you. Thank you so very much. We'll see you next Tuesday.
Bye, everybody.